morning, everyone.
Welcome. Turn on your video. Join us. We want to see you guys. For now, you cannot unmute yourself, but soon I will allow it so we can talk too. But for now, let's just keep our videos on and maybe.
Good morning to all of you. I don't know which cities you are in, but Fernanda and I are in Vancouver, Canada. So it's 9 a.m. in the morning here. I'm assuming it's maybe evening or nighttime wherever you are. So we hope you've had a great day.
Yes. Just share with us where you guys are from and what it's your expertise, your like what you do for work. If you're a DevOps or QA, so we can start getting to know you. And then we can say good morning, good night, and good afternoon. Welcome, guys. Nice.
I love seeing people from different parts of the world. Oh, we see somebody from the Philippines. Amazing. My sister-in-law is from the Philippines. I would love to visit. It's actually on my bucket list. And I'm dying to visit. And I was supposed to go this year, actually. 2020 was supposed to visit her family, but then the pandemic happened. And
yeah,
that didn't end up happening. But my brother goes every 2 years, and it's a beautiful country.
Here in Vancouver, we have a lot of people from the Philippines and they work very hard. So
yes, they have a very good reputation.
It's nice to know. And from India too, but I guess from Philippines, it's like they just don't have I don't think you guys sleep at all. Just like every time I message or send a message, people are awake.
Oh, there's always a Filipino awake.
Yes, it's crazy. Like we have one in our team, and like I can send her messages in the morning in Vancouver. She replies in like 5 minutes, and in the night, and she replies in 5 minutes. And I'm like, sorry, please go to sleep.
Oh, so we've got people from Nigeria. Fantastic. Welcome.
Nice. It's summer in Nigeria, imagine, right? I wish.
It's 6 p.m. there.
Nice. Cool.
I've had a lot of candidates at work from Nigeria. When I'm assessing candidates for their English, I've interviewed a lot of people from Nigeria, and I love their accents. And they speak very good English, by the way.
Oh.
Like people from Nigeria tend to have excellent English. I'm very impressed by this. Oh, hi, Emran from India. It's late there.
Yes, thank you for being here. You see, people don't sleep, I'm telling you.
Well, it's pandemic. It's the pandemic. We're all at home. Not much to do, right, guys? It's this or Netflix.
It's gonna be worth. I have to say that Maria is very good, so you're lucky.
Yes, I'm excited to have all of you here. And it's great to see all of your faces, turn on your videos. We want today to be a little bit more interactive to apply what we talked about in our last webinar. I'm talking a little bit slower here because I want to make sure that you guys can hear me and understand me clearly. If the connection is, slow or I'm speaking too quickly, please let me know in the chat, okay? I hope that you have had the opportunity to watch the webinar that we did a couple of months ago already on how to give a really good elevator pitch, your first impression, whether that's to a potential employer or to somebody you're just meeting for the first time in an elevator or at a coffee shop. So I want to review that today. I'm going to show you the same presentation again, and I'm going to even add a few more different tips today to the presentation, and we're going to practice today. So we're going to do a little bit of a breakout room, give you some feedback, and hopefully by the end of today, you'll feel a little bit more confident so that when you have to speak to somebody in English, you can introduce yourself confidently.
And if you haven't completed your English verification, actually, let me launch a poll for a second here. Let me see how many of you already finished your English verification at our VanHack platform, because the elevator pitch is actually answering the first question from the English verification.
Oh, great. Good.
So it's a nice way to practice. Okay, a
You're
few.
done with advanced. Good, everybody. English is so important. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, they kind of have like a resistance to learning it, but it's so valuable. If you find a way to make it fun, then it's very much worth studying. Okay, so most of you have taken it.
Yeah, and the good thing is that the English verification is not about a grammar, or it's just for us to check if your English is good for work. So you feel like it's, oh no, but my grammar is not good. That's fine. Go there, explain the best you can. You can always retake. So it's nice to go for it. Most of you already done. So as you can see, 90% already completed, and those of you who haven't, go there and feel it right now, like just after here, and see how that goes. I'm sure it's going to be worth it. Well, we waited a little bit, we chit-chatted, so let's start for real. So Maria, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being here. If you want to start with the PowerPoint, just go ahead, and let's just, for those who haven't seen the full webinar, we're going to just go by very quickly, and then in, I don't know, 25 to 30 minutes, we're going to do a breakout room so you can connect with each other, and then we come back. So throughout this webinar, make sure to take notes so you can organize your own elevator pitch.
Fair. I've shared my screen for the webinar, and I also clicked on present so it would be full screen. Can you tell me if you can see it full screen, or is it showing as a small screen?
No, I can see full screen.
Perfect, everybody. Okay, so I called this how to nail your elevator pitch, and a lot of people were like, what does nail mean? So nail is a slang or a phrasal verb, really. Well, not really a phrasal verb, it's a verb to say when you do something very well. So picture a nail and a hammer, and you hit the nail on the top of the head. That's when you nail it. You do a very good job. How to nail your elevator pitch. So to nail something is the phrasal verb. How to nail something. This is the something, in this case, your elevator pitch. So how to kick ass to do something very well. So let's get started. For those of you who have not had the opportunity to watch the other webinar, or you have no idea who this woman is on your Zoom call, I am Maria. I'm a certified Canadian English teacher, and I help immigrants become Canadian. I help them by gaining their confidence with their English so that they can land their dream job. Now, this is a little taste of what a mini elevator pitch would look like. Notice how after this, you should already kind of have an idea of at least what I do. And it shows you a little bit about my passion. I'm very excited about what I do. And it's also about how I say it. So just to introduce myself a little bit, again, I'm Maria. I'm a Canadian exam specialist. So I'm certified to teach the IELTS, the CELPIP, TOEFL, all of these English proficiency exams from Cambridge as well. And I also have been teaching for over 12 years. I was born and raised in Vancouver, Canada. I went to UBC, which is the University of British Columbia here in Vancouver, and I'm also certified by Cambridge University as an English teacher. Today, I am the CEO and founder of an English school, an online English school called English for Canada. We've been online for 7 years, so this is way before the pandemic. And today I also work with a great team of Canadian teachers. A total of us, there's 15 of us. And so I really understand what it's like to run a business, to manage a team, and to help others as well. So I'm also fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. That's because my parents are immigrants. And that's actually something that I think really helps me to understand and respect those of you who want to come to Canada, because my parents at one time were in your shoes. They moved to Canada in 1975, and I was born here in the 80s. And they hustled. They worked really hard to build their life here in Canada. And I very much appreciate the opportunity that they gave me and my brothers to be born and raised in Canada. And they spoke to us at home in Spanish. So I was raised at home speaking another language. And so many of you, when you do come to Canada or when you go to Europe, wherever it is that you go, you're most likely going to continue speaking your first language at home. And that's actually a great idea. Okay. So my school, as I mentioned, we were founded in 2014. We are a Canadian English school, meaning all of our teachers are Canadian. And we want to teach you all of the Canadianisms, slang, Canadian vocabulary. We teach with Canadian pronunciation, which is very easy to understand. I would say maybe it's a little bit easier than our friends at the UK or perhaps at Australia. We're 100% online and we're a big team. We've helped over 5,000 students now improve their English so that they can get the job, so that they can settle into their life in Canada, or to prepare for their English proficiency exam for their immigration programs, like the IELTS or CELPIP. So you can definitely count on us if you need to prepare for any of these tests, or if you want to study English from the comfort of your home. All right, you can follow us on social media. I do add lots of great tips and videos. I'm going to be launching a video tomorrow. So if you guys follow us, you'll see tomorrow there's going to be a great new video. And we post lots of videos on Canadian vocabulary and advanced vocabulary. Our channel tends to be a little bit more advanced. We speak quite quickly and we use really advanced vocabulary. So it'd be a great opportunity for you to really level up your English by following us, okay? All right, so what is an elevator pitch? Am I going too fast, Faye, or are you guys following me okay? I don't see the chat because I've got my screen on full screen.
All good from here. Everybody.
Okay, because guys, yeah, I'm not seeing the chat, guys, because I have my full screen on. So I want to make sure that I can focus on the slide. So please just let me know if, interrupt me if there's anything that's missing, okay? So what is an elevator pitch? An elevator pitch is a brief introduction of yourself to someone new. It shouldn't be more than 30 seconds because you don't want to bore the person either, right? You're not telling them the whole story of your life. You just want to give them a taste of the good stuff. What makes you stand out from other people? And if you had to summarize who you are in a couple of sentences, what would you say? The purpose of the elevator pitch is to spark interest in what you do or who you are. You want the person to go, this person's cool. I want to get to know them more. You want them to feel intrigued or interested in having a conversation with you. You don't want them to go, oh, okay, I'll go talk to somebody else. You want them to stay there with you and go, oh yeah, and ask you some more questions about what you do. It's your first impression. I know that this is something that's frustrating, but we all know that first impressions matter. Whether that's our body language, our clothing, we get judged. It's in our innate, DNA as humans. We judge people very quickly within the first 7 seconds, and we're usually pretty good judges of character as well. I mean, we cannot use stereotypes and whatnot, but usually when we see somebody, we can make an assumption of who they are based on how they look, right? And that's why we want to look presentable, especially if you're going to a job interview, but to also say something interesting. It's your first few seconds, so you want to nail it. So what's your final objective? Before you start creating elevator pitches, and this is something we can talk about today, you always want to ask yourself, what is my final objective for my elevator pitch? And you can have tons of elevator pitches. You can make 4, 5, or 6, and then you can change them according to the context. Maybe one will be more formal for like a job interview, and probably you'll want to have some informal ones if you just want to make some friends. So make sure you're practicing and tailoring and changing your elevator pitch a little bit. So ask yourself, someone to get to know you, what's the point? What's the point of this elevator pitch? Are you meeting a friend for the first time, a new colleague at work, or are you applying for a job? This will change how you introduce yourself. So make sure that you take that into consideration when you are preparing your elevator pitches. Are you trying to make a sale? A lot of you might be working in sales, or maybe you're trying to pitch a project. Are you trying to persuade someone? This would change your elevator pitch to be a little bit, I'm not going to say the word pushy, but be more convincing, more persuasive. Or are you trying to introduce a new product idea? How detailed does this elevator pitch need to be? Maybe you're in a meeting with your team or your potential employer and you have to introduce something. So maybe it should be longer than 30 seconds. your whole elevator pitch will change depending on the context, and don't be scared to change it. It's not like, really strict. It's not set in stone. You can write a basic one and then adapt it, make it yours. Now, what should a good elevator pitch include? Explain what you do. You're introducing yourself to somebody who has no idea who you are. So you should describe what you or your organization does if you own a business. What kind of problems do you solve? And how do you help people? How do you make a difference? So if you work providing a service or you work at a company, what kind of problems do you solve at the workplace? How do you help your team at the office? How do you help your customers? If you have a business, who is your niche market? Why do you help them? How do you help them? And what problems do you guys solve? So you should explain that in your elevator pitch very briefly. In mine, you saw that I help immigrants land their dream job by improving their English. You should communicate your unique selling point. What makes you or your organization unique? What makes you stand out? There's billions of us out there. And I'm sure there's a lot of competition in every single industry, but there's nobody who can replace you. You are still unique. You bring your own skills, your own knowledge, your own work experience. You've got a whole bunch of baggage that you can bring to an organization that you can share. Like me, how many English channels out there are out there on YouTube, and how many English teachers are there? I'm totally aware of that. And that's okay, because nobody can replace my voice and how my teachers and my team teaches. We are very focused on Canadian English, and we are very focused on providing personalized attention. We actually care about our students, and we want to make sure that each of them feels supported. And I think that's what makes us unique. At the end, sorry, you also want to engage with a question. Remember, you want to try and start a conversation with whoever you are speaking to. So ask some questions at the end about the other person. Show that you're also interested in them. So how to craft, or in other words, put together an elevator pitch so you stand out, okay? Now, these are tips and tools. There's no one way to do it, but this is a great strategy, and you can, of course, tailor this to your needs. If you want to introduce your profession or business, you should start off by, of course, saying your name, because they don't know who you are, and what you do. So you could say something like, "Hi, my name is Maria, and I work as a certified Canadian English teacher." This is a little structure that you can use. I'm, or my name is, and I work as a, and then insert your profession. You should start by saying your name, what you do. That's a very basic structure. If you want to expand on it, you can say how long you've been doing it and why are you passionate about what you do. So I could say something like, "Hi, my name is Maria, and I'm a certified Canadian English teacher. I've been teaching for over 12 years, and I absolutely love what I do because I get to help immigrants come to Canada and settle into life here confidently." So you can extend it a little bit. It all depends on the context, and you can kind of feel the situation, if you can tell you have a lot of time or not. If you're introducing yourself in, for example, in a team meeting, you probably want to be quick, like a little bit briefer, right? So read the room. Really understand the context. Then you want to talk about your target audience or your niche market or your customers, whoever it is that you're helping. How do you help them? You help them by achieving a goal. And how? By doing what? So I help immigrants to become Canadian by improving their English. So I help target audience to achieve something by providing them a service. So what makes you or your organization unique? This is when you can start introducing and talking about your unique selling point and how you help people. What makes you different from the other person who does the exact same thing as you at work? Why are you different? What makes you special? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. This is where you want to shine. And at the end, you can talk about the benefit or the solution that you provide to your customer, to your client, to your boss, to your team member, whoever it is that you are helping, so that they can benefit. What problems do they solve? What kind of benefits do you provide? Here, if you want to expand at the end, you can mention proof or results. So for me, I could say, so that they can become Canadian. Here, I could say, since starting my school, we've helped over 5,000 students pass their English proficiency exams. And you can provide some sort of proof or statistic, something that you have that you're proud of, that you can show to somebody. Be like, oh, wow, that's cool. That's really interesting. All right. Good so far, Faye? Can I continue?
You can continue. You want me to try mine just to give them one more example?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. So my name is Fernanda, and I work at VanHack as a talent success specialist. I help VanHackers to improve their chances with VanHack by creating many webinars and engaging them with English verification and code challenges so that they can get a job abroad. We have helped over 1,000 tech professionals to move abroad.
Perfect. So you used a lot of tools here, and you can, again, write these down, guys. You can write them down. I tell you, when you start writing them down, ideas will come to you. Write a few down, and new ideas will come.
Here's a great example. Like for this case, I'm giving you guys an elevator pitch that it's half me, half VanHack, because I'm working at VanHack, so it makes sense to divide. But let's assume this was an interview. I cannot use the same one. So I would have to
exactly.
my name. I'm a career advisor. I love to help immigrants to overcome challenges in their careers. It's more broad, right? So what they can benefit, they can move abroad and feel safe. I already reviewed over 500 resumes or something regarding myself. So
yeah,
the idea that you said that you have many elevator pitches, it's really important according to the place you're going, but you can still follow this structure.
Yeah, these are tools. And also, don't forget to sell yourself. Don't be scared to do that. Like Faye, you could even say something more like you're special, like you are very, very talented. Guys, I don't know if you've worked with Fernanda, but she is like, and I'm not saying this because she's one of my best friends as well. She is absolutely amazing at improving your LinkedIn profile, at improving your resume according to your goals and your passions and your career goals. She is so talented. She knows how to look at a resume or a cover letter and fix it, and she can tailor it to a specific job description. She's got this gift. So she could mention that in her unique selling point, like I'm specialized in tailoring people's resumes so that they can finally get the job. You can tweak it a little bit and be even more, confident, show off your skills and talents a little bit more even. Don't be scared to do that. As a little tip, some people find that maybe it's a bit abrupt to start with the elevator pitch right away. You know what you could say before you start your elevator pitch, just to transition? You can say, there's so many things I can tell you, but let's start with the good stuff. Or let's start, like I was saying, there's so many things I could tell you about. Let's start with, just to transition into it, oh, well, there's so many things. Well, my name is, or, oh, I have so many things I could talk to you about. But just to kind of make it very casual, instead of going, my name is, try and transition into it in a way that makes it more like a conversation.
Very good for interviews and networking events.
Yeah.
But like my name is really nice for an elevator situation. Like you get in an elevator and say like, good morning, my name is so-and-so. And then maybe that's actually the CEO of the company. So you can continue from there.
Yeah, exactly. The number one question that people get is, what do you do, right? and people go, oh, and they kind of freeze up. And then if you're like me, maybe you do a lot of things. Maybe you work in 3 different jobs, or you're passionate about more than one thing. So you could say, oh, there's so many things, but I guess I can tell you about, oh, well, I'm really passionate about lots of things, but right now I'm working on. And you can talk about a project you're focusing on. You see, there's not one way to make the elevator pitch, but you can always transition into it to make it either more casual or more formal. It all depends on the context and also how much time you have. Because if you're in an elevator, literally, you won't have 2 minutes. The person's gonna be like, okay, I gotta go, You wanna be, understand the context. Okay, so add details. Talk about your career. How long have you been doing your job, and why are you passionate about what you do? I think this is important because people go, okay, they've been doing it for 10 years. Yeah. Okay, but why? Why are you passionate about it? Like, why do you love what you do? I love what I do because I get to see, the good side of my work is that I get to see families and students finally achieve their goals. Because so many people contact us saying, oh my God, I hate English, or oh, I can't get the score I need on my test. And we solve that problem for them. We make English fun. We make them actually want to study English. We help them rather, and they actually get the band scores they need on their tests. They finally get the results, and then they can immigrate. And I love seeing that. And that makes me feel very fulfilled. Numbers and facts. You have any statistics? Like Fernanda mentioned that they've helped over 1,000 people at VanHack. I've talked about some numbers with my school. For example, the Consulate of Canada in Brazil nominated us as the only Canadian English school that started in Brazil as well. So, those are some really great accolades or, prizes that we're very proud of. And at the end, you want to engage with questions. So round off your elevator pitch to ask them a question about them. So when you finish, you go, what about you? Tell me about your work. Or how about you? Have you ever? Or what do you do? Ask them about them so that they can start talking to you. Okay, let's move on briefly about body language, and then we'll break out into some practice, okay? So body language, of course, now with the pandemic, guys, we're not going to be allowed to handshake anymore, but you still want to show your hands. This is something primitive about this. I've taken a lot of courses on subconscious, body language and how we communicate. And a lot of it comes from our instincts as cavemen and cavewomen. And when you show your wrists or your hands, it shows that you're trustworthy. So imagine, when you go, when the police say, hey, you go like this, right? You're showing that you have no weapons, you're honest, you have nothing. Like, no, you're not dangerous. Subconsciously, humans feel like they don't trust you if you have your hands in your pockets. So if you're hiding your hands, subconsciously, people go, oh, they don't trust you. They go, what's she hiding? What's he or she hiding? So show your hands. Don't put them in your pockets. Even if you can't handshake, lots of hand movements. This makes them trust you more. It's a subconscious thing. Intonation and tone of voice. Nobody wants to hear an elevator pitch that's boring. You want to sound excited, passionate about what you do. Wake them up. And background, your background, like my background, I try to make it as clean as possible. I close the blinds here. I have my books. You don't want to have an elevator pitch on Zoom and you have like the cat running around in the background. Try to make your backdrop look as professional as possible so that when you have that job interview, you stand out and you look very professional.
I have a note on that. I really hate the fact that the only place that I can do my webinars, you guys see my bed. So I put it a background. But because I use my hands a lot, sometimes I was like, okay, my hand is disappearing. My hand is appearing. My face was away because now it's only my hands. So it got so annoying that I had to make the decision between accepting that this is a pandemic time and work from home, and then you're going to see my bed. And even if it's not the most comfortable thing for me, I'm sure most of you don't even judge. It's just in my mind. But losing my hand in the middle of a webinar or not seeing my face because I have this fake background, it would be a lot more distracting than
That's what I was gonna say. You're talking about those standard backgrounds, right?
Yes, something like this. Let me see if I still have one here.
But Faye, there's a difference there. Like you have your bed there, but it's clean and you made your bed. You guys have no idea. I've interviewed so many people to work with our school. You guys would be surprised. I've had people show up late, show up 10 minutes late, say, oh, can I start the interview now? No, you're late. And then when they show up, I've had somebody show up who had just taken a shower and their hair was wet and they had like a towel and they were in their bathrobe. Like, come on, guys, we've got to step it up. There's competition out there. You got to look professional, show up 10 minutes early so that if you have any, tech problems like video or voice, you can fix it before. Make sure you've updated all of your Skype, your Zoom, all of your apps. Make sure they're all updated so that when you go to the call, you don't suddenly get a notification saying, oh, please update your Zoom. And then you have to wait till it gets updated. Make sure that's all done before your job interview, guys. You don't want to waste an opportunity because of something silly. And the backdrop, like Fernanda was saying, now with Zoom and Skype, you can put an automated backdrop, but they're a bit distracting because sometimes when you move, the backdrop doesn't follow you and it kind of starts to cut out your head and it looks kind of weird. I don't like them.
And another one that I know, because every time we say in our webinars, when it's like, if you are applying for a job, be yourself, dress like yourself. You don't have to put suit and tie. But at the same time, avoid like hats. I had one candidate that he was with a jacket and the hoodie up and we couldn't see his face. So like,
yeah,
that's hard. It's like, I had to say, to reject the English test because that's something that's not very professional. So you can be in a black shirt, simple, you may not be super fancy, but make sure that the lighting's good, the sound, that you feel presentable, that the person can connect with you. So it's really important. It's really important.
You can still be yourself, but you still have to look presentable. I mean, some people, their style makes them look unique. Like maybe somebody's glasses or the way their haircut, like their style is part of their personality. And that's fantastic. That could make them stand out. But as long as you look professional, and it's also about your body language, you don't want to be like bored. It's all about showing passion and professionalism. All right, so let's practice. I think we've got time now to practice. I want you to introduce your profession or business. So again, here are some of the structure, like the tools that you have in your tool belt for your elevator pitch. If you want to tailor it or tweak it, please feel free. Again, these are some tips. This is not the only way to make an elevator pitch. There's a lot of ways to make an elevator pitch out there, okay? I find that this is a very simple and straightforward way to communicate what you do, why you do it, and what makes you stand out in about 30 seconds. And try and practice transitioning into it, saying, oh, wow, great to meet you. Well, my name is, oh, I'm so excited to meet you. I've always wanted to come to this networking event. My name is, or I'm really excited about this interview. Well, let me tell you about myself. My name is, transition into it. The point is, it has to be natural. Practice these at home until it feels natural. So type them out or write them by hand, come up with a few drafts, a few scripts, but you shouldn't also, you're not gonna be at in the elevator with a piece of paper, right? So you wanna make sure that you can at least make this natural so that you can express yourself without fumbling. Fumbling means tripping, like, oh God, like having a hard time saying it. So if English is not your first language, which I'm assuming it might not, take it down a notch, make it your proficiency level. Say it so that you feel comfortable and confident. I don't want you to push yourself to an advanced English proficiency level if you're at a pre-intermediate or intermediate level. Speak at your level. There's nothing wrong with that. What's important is that you can communicate, okay? So don't feel pressured to use really advanced vocabulary or grammar if you're not there yet. There's nothing wrong with that. Use what you have and communicate. At the end of the day, it's about passion and professionalism. And you don't need to have perfect English to be professional. You don't need to have perfect English to express your passion, okay?
That's a very good tip. Like, you don't have to use super fancy words. Just follow like it was a regular conversation.
Yeah, and yeah.
I did the English verification, and I have done my elevator pitch and tell me about yourself so many times that it's almost like I'm reading. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got a lower score because they assumed that I had on my screen and I was reading just because of
Oh,
the way I was saying for the video. So that's something that, let's say you got a advanced but you're fluent, or you got intermediate but you know that you were advanced, go there and take it again. We don't provide feedback, but you have some notes at the corner that you can follow like this, like don't read, make sure to speak naturally, and then you can retake, and maybe that just tiny little change can be um,
mm-hmm.
take you to the next level.
Yeah, and if you do want to practice it, you can always contact me as well. We do private sessions. We don't do group classes. I know that VanHack has the group classes and they're fantastic. So if you guys need to improve your English for group classes, I know the premium program has those. At our school, we only do private sessions because we want to provide a little bit more of like a personalized coaching. It's a little bit different. Both excellent options. So
Mhm.
if you want to get someone to really listen to your elevator pitch and to go, yeah, why don't we change this? Or we can say it a bit differently here. Let us know and we'd be more than happy to help you. You'd be matched with a Canadian teacher and we can give you some feedback on ways to improve it.
And
So,
today,
mhm,
it's all about you guys getting to know each other. So we're gonna divide you into in pairs, maybe one of three. I forgot one trio, and we're gonna start practicing our elevator pitch. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. As you know, it can be pretty quick, like a few seconds. If you finish before, you and your pair, you just finish before that, start a conversation. Pretend that this is a in-person event where you give your elevator pitch and you actually get to know that person. Maybe you guys can connect later. We have our Slack channel. You can connect on LinkedIn and create those relationships so you can practice more. You can help each other. We never know who's going to get a job. So maybe tomorrow, this person that you met today, it's actually the person who is going to recommend you for a position. So um, take advantage of the full 5 minutes. I know that a few people are just as listeners. So if you are a listener, please change your name, like I'm going to do mine now, and put a now or a listener in front of your name, so I can understand that you are not gonna exchange with anyone.
okay.
So I can combine you in a different group.
I'm going to leave the screen up here, full screen,
I'm
so
not
that
sure if
I,
you're gonna
yeah.
be able to see, but I typed
Okay.
in the chat exactly the white parts,
Okay.
and I'm gonna send to everyone. At least it's a little better, but if you want, take a picture with your cell phone so you can have the full description, make a print screen, and just help each other. So the idea is give your elevator pitch, listen the elevator pitch, and then as soon as you're done, just start a conversation, and so you will return. If you have any challenge, you can chat us, you can come back to the room, and then to the big room, and then we can figure out how to do it better. But try to stay with the 5 minutes because that's what would happen in a real life. I'm gonna pause the recording right now. Right now we are over time, but if you're okay, if Maria is fine, we can do like a 5 to 7 minutes extra right now. And I want to hear from you guys. Let me know, just send a message in the chat if you want to be a volunteer to do right now your elevator pitch, and Maria can give you feedback here live. So who is
Woo-hoo.
the brave one? Tell me.
I see my Yud, Mod.
Wow, a lot. Oh, I'm happy that a lot of you got, so we can figure out more ways to do that. So Mayu, you were the first one to say yes. Was your yes or the elevator pitch? If it was, I'm gonna invite you in. Perfect. So I'm gonna invite you in and allow you to open your mic right now. So you are okay to unmute.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Who
Hello,
are you?
everyone. Hello, everyone. Hope all are doing well. My name is Mayur. Everyone can call me Mayur. Like most of the Indians, I'm working in IT. these days. But apart from that, I am a wildlifer and I enjoy going into the jungle. And currently, my work profile include developing mobile apps. Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. So with us, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It was short and sweet. I liked it because we're not interviewing you for a job here. So of course, if you were at a job interview, you'd probably want to get more detailed. But
Yes.
here with us, you shared a bit more of a story.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that you like wildlife, you get outdoors, and I like how you said hi everybody, and you were very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It was very
Okay.
inviting, which I liked. You could have extended it a little bit more. Maybe you could have mentioned why you do what you do and why you love it.
But
Talking a
it's
little bit.
lovely. It's
I
perfect
loved it.
elevator because now I actually would like literally leave the elevator and say like in the wild, like in the trees. Tell me more.
Yeah, it made us want us to know. Like you sparked interest. You made us want to go. Oh, what do you do then? So do you go like tell us more about wildlife? Like it made us interested in you because Fernanda and I here are not interviewing. We want to get to know you. That's the purpose of this context. So that was a great elevator pitch, and you were very friendly, very casual. Great job.
Thank
In
you.
30 seconds. So perfect. Like even if
Good
it was
job.
real elevator, we would still get like I would get your card and say like I'm gonna ask for tips in
And,
India about going to the woods or
And
to
also, guys, notice how he introduced to where he's from without saying, I am from India. He said, like many Indians on this call, I work in IT.
mm-hmm.
So he indirectly said it without sounding so like, I am from India. By the way, just as a tip, guys, I hear a lot of Indian candidates when they go to their exams say, I belong to India. We don't say that in English. We don't say, I belong to. You say, I am from India.
Perfect. Good call. Maria, you think we have time for one more?
Yeah, of course.
So Mood, you are next. I just unmuted you.
My name is Mohammad Imran Khan. I'm from India and I'm currently working with Accenture as an application development associate manager and working for client AT&T. I have around 15 years of experience in development and data team, and we help AT&T to develop their sales application and keep it updated with the latest features. And recently this year, we had a great iconic launch on Black Friday and iPhone launch. So this year was the most successful year there where we did not had any issues apart from some couple of minor issues. And no issues means no loss of business. And I have exposure of working on all latest technologies like microservices, distributed application. And whenever I do not get a chance to work on latest technologies, I do it through my self-learning. I am AWS certified solution architect, and I love to play with Alexa. So I have developed a couple of Alexa skills for my daughter. My daughter loves playing with those skills, and I love working on agile-based methodologies because it gives more visibility to the client. Yeah, so this is pretty much about me. Let me know if you have any
Great.
question.
Look, so for somebody who's just getting to know you, I learned a lot about you in that. You talked about your daughter, so we know you're a family man. You talked about Alexa, so you're a techie. And then you talked about the launch. And I love how you said we didn't run into any mishaps or any problems. And no problems means money saved or the profit for the company, less headaches for the company. So you talked about a solution that you provided to your client since you're working as a manager at Accenture. Excellent. Very good. That was a great one for something like informal, even at a job interview, I think would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit longer, but it was fine for this context. Maybe somebody might interrupt you to ask you a question, but be prepared for that. Don't get scared if they interrupt you to say, oh, I work at Accenture too, or something like that. Some people aren't very good at listening.
And I would follow up like take care of your daughter and Alexa because now they're not doing their math homeworks because they say, hey Alexa, how much is 2 + 2? And then just they copy. So I was like, okay, if she likes a lot, time of study, remove Alexa, remove Google Home.
Make it funny, right?
It's getting bright.
Yeah, and then the person will go, oh my God, that's happened to me too. And then you see how Fernanda created a hook. there for you to then start having a conversation. Great job.
Wow, guys, thank you so much, Maria. Like always, you did a great job. And
thank you for having me. I love meeting VanHackers.
thank you. And everyone, thank you so much. If you signed up for the event about 2 days ago, until 2 days ago, I have your email. If you just joined by Slack or if you join last minute, message me and tomorrow I can send the recording version. So let me know if I can do more. And remember, next month, third Tuesday of the month, we're going to have a different topic to network.
Awesome. I've also put my our Instagram channel and our website in the chat. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. We post videos, but we post much more on Instagram. So follow us there for English tips, because we post tips on phrasal verbs, advanced vocabulary. Again, our channel's more for advanced English. It's not so much basic English. And I speak quickly and like a native speaker on my channel. So watch us, follow us, and learn from us. And we'd love to have you in class as well. And I'll see you in our next webinar. It was a pleasure.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.